Just yesterday, the Office of National Statistics has released a figure showing that net migration has actually hit 745,000 in 2022. And this particular news has really raised a lot of questions, a lot of comments in the media since yesterday. A lot of people have got different thoughts around why the government is not trying to tackle the increasing increase or the increasing number in net migration in the UK. Now, listen to what the British people have to say about
Joining us
this.
now is Benjamin Loughnane from the Bow Group. Hi, Ben. Yeah, we were just talking about one aspect of this is that students can come over here, and go to some university or other, and then after a while they can bring like 5 of their family over as well, which is how the system is being abused left, right and centre. Rishi Sunak, when confronted with this ludicrous anomaly about a year ago, said, yes, I absolutely agree. It's absolutely ridiculous. We've got to look at this as a matter of urgency. No. It's still happening. This guy seems to think he can solve problems by saying things, but not actually doing them.
Yeah, it's all talk, and I think it's an absolute disgrace what's happening. You look at the figures that came out today, and my key takeaway from this is that the Conservative Party will be punished at the next election. I think the British people have had enough of it. I think they're fed up. And when you look at the abuses to the system, things like the student visas you were talking about, it's nothing short of a loophole. It's a way of getting people in these Mickey Mouse degrees. They sign up for this, whatever, language course, whatever it is, and then they bring over their entire family. They're not students, let's face it. This is just a loophole to get more and more people in.
To be honest, a lot of people have actually, abused the different visa category or different visa route here in the UK. So what this, individuals have said is actually valid to a reasonable extent. Now, I had a conversation with someone about this when the video was, going everywhere on social media yesterday, and another person had a should I say, a contrary opinion or contrary thoughts about this, and said, okay, now we're complaining that people are actually bringing in their family, people are coming to school, and they've got 5 dependents coming in with them, and someone said, but this particular opportunity is not free. These people are not coming into the country for free. They paid reasonable amounts of money to get into this country. And in answer to what the person also said is also valid, I'm also of the opinion that the truth is, the moment we pay for IHS fee, pay for visa fee, and get into this country, the truth is the increasing number definitely affects the country in a way, especially with resources. I don't know if any one of you had, had a reason or had any reason to try to get accommodation in the UK. Trust me, it's war. When you go for a viewing, you probably get to see 10 other families trying to get the same accommodation as you. So yeah, the resources is really on the low compared to the massive number of people or the massive influx of people into the country, and that's the truth. So yeah, it's really each part or each should I say the different view of this conversation is valid, but the sincere truth is, what then is the government going to do? Now, with the way the British people are actually on the neck of the government, to be honest, I think there's possibility that the Conservative parties might, and this is not of certainty, might lose the next election. And the way the Conservative Party loses the next election, the party that is going to take into power will definitely be under pressure to do something that the previous government refused or could not do. So, for instance, for the next migration, if the Conservative Party loses the election, the next election happening in the next couple of months, it means that the next party coming in would definitely be an anti-immigration party. That's the truth, because they would want to, impress the British people and, probably tackle the different immigration routes here in the United Kingdom. So yeah, finger crossed. Let's see how things unfold. To be honest, if you speak to any British person who is unapologetic about their opinion in relation to net immigration, they will tell you that they don't want people to come into their country. Although these people coming into their country are paying a lot of money to come into this country. When I spoke to a British person a couple of months ago, and I said, oh, when I was in school, I actually paid £14,500 for my tuition fee. She was in shock. Like, how did you get that kind of money? When did you make that? Was it a scholarship or what? I said, no, we paid in cash, in full, without any, aid. So yeah, that's the sincere truth. So yeah, they're paying a lot of money to be in this country. But the question is our presence in this country affecting the country in a positive way. So they decided to do analysis. A particular media decided to do analysis on how are people actually coming and what route are they using to get into the UK. Just listen to
migration figures have just come through. Very striking indeed. This is showing you net migration. So the number of people coming in minus those who are leaving the country. And last time around, that's what the line looked like. Very high indeed. The latest figures show it's even higher. It's even higher. It does look like it's coming down, but those numbers could well be revised. And it got up to over 700,000 in 2022. But even more striking is if you look back through history. So we're going to take that same statistic, net migration, as a percentage of the population, going all the way back to the Victorian period here. And, well, you can see the story. We have never seen anything quite like this. Actually, for most of the 19th century, people were leaving the country in net terms. But then you have this kind of period, hundreds of thousands under David Cameron, and then post-Brexit, it went through the roof. And when we just look back at those more recent numbers, OK, there's a bit of context that's worth just remembering here. Of course, 2016, you had Brexit, the EU referendum, then you had COVID, so you can probably note that period there. So, migration dropping down a lot there, a lot of people leaving as well. But then it's those new Brexit rules and new immigration rules coming in that really kickstarts that big leap in migration, in net migration. And when you look at where people are coming from or indeed going to, well, this is EU citizens. And you can see before Brexit, it was relatively strong, hundreds of thousands, and then into negative territory after Brexit. That's EU citizens leaving the UK. Then you've got UK citizens, and then consider this, non-EU citizens coming into the UK in their droves, really, faster than we've ever seen before. And the interesting thing is, if we break that down, so dig into those red bars and just look at what are the reasons that people are coming for, a lot of it is work. A lot of it is work. Actually, the second biggest chunk is work. But then you've got studies. So students, and particularly after Brexit, those new rules came in, a lot of students coming into the UK. And then you've got, well, other categories. But notably, look at this. This is Ukraine and Hong Kong. So big numbers coming in from Ukraine and Hong Kong. But it's not actually enough to explain the big leap. It's much smaller than this, much smaller than work as well. And also worth saying as well, you've got illegal immigration as well. It's quite a small slice. It's about kind of 50,000 compared to these big numbers here. But let's dig in finally to work, because it's worth just asking, where are people working? Where are they coming to work? And you've got various different strands we can break this down to. You've got temporary workers, other work as well. But if you look at skilled work, the main thing that sticks out is this. Look, it's health and care. People are coming from around the world, particularly non-EU, to work in the health system, in the NHS. That is a big part of the explanation, alongside study, for why you see those unprecedented numbers of migration. When I say unprecedented, this is really one of the most striking things we've seen in the country recently.
So since this shows that the work and the study route are actually the two ways people are actually moving into the country. So if the Conservative Party loses this next election, it means that those are going to be the two major, areas that the government or the next government is going to face. But the point is, it's going to really be a very dicey and difficult situation to make. For instance, if they decide to tackle the student visa, how is the British universities, or how are the British universities going to fund the university? Practically 80 to 90% of the funding or of the money that comes into the UK universities came from international students. I did a 2-year master's program. There was no single British in my class. We were all immigrants. So yeah, I really don't know how they're going to do it. Also for the work also, they can't limit the work visa. Who is going to take up the job? It's going to ultimately affect the economy in so many ways. So yeah, it's really a very dicey situation. However, let's see how things unfold in the next couple of months. So if you have any thoughts around this, please state in the comment section. And if you're coming across my video for the first time, please hit the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you.